So you've come through learning quite a bit, and I will encourage you to review the material because there was a lot there. And watch out for absolutes that may come with all of my discomfort is caused by stress. There's some real causes for discomfort. There's some real biological reasons for discomfort. Stress and the way you deal with stress can help you be more comfortable. But remember again, stress isn't causing all of your discomfort. So I want to talk about some of the things we'll be talking about next week, and then we'll be looking at the assignments. So in this piece, it's a good thing to remember that you can just listen in if you want to. You don't have to be looking at your screen. And the piece that comes after this, and it will be separate, will be the guided assignment. So give yourself a chance, if you've come through the whole thing all at once, give yourself a chance to take a breath and get away from your computer screen if you want to, and just listen into this, or certainly look at your computer screen if it's easier for you to look on while I'm talking. Next week we'll be talking about balance and pacing. A lot of what I was talking about in this segment has to do with if you do this, it can be good, but it can also not be so good. So how do you look at the balance and pacing? And then we'll be talking quite a bit more about discomfort, about MS and the pain that can come along with MS and the discomfort that can come along with MS. We've talked about the fight-flight response. I'm going to talk about another response that can happen, which is the freeze response. And we've talked this week about anxiety. We're talking a little bit about depression and its relationship to stress and its relationship to pain. We'll be talking much more about the mind-body relationship and mind-body interventions, and you'll be learning a really well-researched and very powerful tool for both stress and pain management, or I should say, to help increase your comfort. Imagery. There's lots of types of imagery, but I'll be giving you some specific guided imageries that are very well known to help with comfort. So let's talk about the assignments, and this is not the guided assignment. That will be in a separate segment, so you'll be able to get yourself all comfortable for that. But I have a couple more assignments for you this week. And once again, don't stress yourself with the assignments. These are to help you, and we'll get to talk about them in the phone group. It's just to give you an idea of what's going on with you, allow you to observe yourself just a little bit more. So continue with your log, but I want to encourage you to add some documentation about coping skills and see how effective they were. So let's take an example, like you went to a movie with Maria, and maybe the movie was bad, but Maria was fun. Well, how did it help? It was a +5 still. Even the movie was bad, Maria was fun. And you might want to take a look at, what's that about? Is it about going out and going to a movie? Is it about Maria? Watching the birds outside my window. That's a +2. And take a look at the different coping skills and how you were using them. This is a psychological coping, it might be, going with Maria and just chatting with her and having some fun, or it might be avoidance. Talking with Carl. So let's say you had a conversation with Carl. He was in a bad mood. And after the conversation, it was a -3. You thought it was going to be helpful. It wasn't at all. And you make a note to yourself, Carl is often in a bad mood. So what about that made a -3? Did you talk about things and not come up with any solutions? Or did it make things worse? Or was there a lot of judgment in there? Take a look at what that is. Evaluate which things you're doing were effective, and take a look in general about the different coping strategies you use and see which ones are overutilized, which ones were healthy for you, and which ones weren't helpful at all. And then I want to encourage you to try a new coping strategy, a new helpful coping strategy, preferably, and try another one of those stress reducers. And not necessarily the ones I've given you, try other ones if you want to. Something you've always wanted to try, you've thought about, take a look at it. So after this will be the guided assignment. So I'm going to encourage you again to, if you're not already, get into a place that you can be very comfortable, that you can be supported, that you can really relax and close your eyes and not be disturbed for a little while, that you can lean back and not be afraid of falling over, but feel really comfortable as possible. So if you're not in that place now, get to that place, and when you're there, you can turn this back on, actually, and you'll go to the next segment for your guided assignments. So I will say now that I look forward to talking with you on the phone on Tuesday and see how you did with your assignments, and we'll continue from there.